This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, Eala strikes back on grass, outlasts Cabrera in thriller to advance in Ilkley Open. Alas Pilipinas sweeps New Zealand, keeps semis hopes burning. Kristensen delivers as Philippine national football team stuns with 2-2 draw versus Tajikistan in FIFA qualifiers. In NCAA firsts and feats, the Arellano Chiefs make NCAA history and secure their first ever men's volleyball crown. While the Benilde Lady Blazers dominate once again to capture a fourth straight NCAA women's volleyball title. In Major League Baseball, Yastrzemski walks it off. Giants rally late to sink Rockies for sixth straight one-run win. And live in the BNC studio is Team ONIC Philippines to talk about how they are preparing for the upcoming Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 11th of June. Now, here's our roundup. Eala digs deep, fights through firepower, and battles to her first grass court win of the season in true warrior fashion. Filipina tennis sensation Eala is back in the win column, and this time, it's on grass. The 20-year-old lefty went toe-to-toe against fellow Filipina Aussie Lizette Cabrera in a pulsating showdown at the Ilkley Open in Great Britain, taking a hard-earned 7-6, 6-3 victory in the round of 32. Cabrera came out guns blazing, unleashing 6 aces in the opening set and holding the momentum at 3-1, 5-4, and 6-5. But Eala, ranked 77th in the world, refused to fold. She held serve to force a tiebreaker, exploded to a 3-0 start, absorbed Cabrera's counter, then blitzed through a 4-1 closing run to steal the set and shift the momentum. In the second set, Eala kept her foot on the gas, storming to a 5-2 lead and never looking back, closing out the match with clutch, calm, and pure Filipina focus. Eala advances to the round of 16, where she faces a familiar rival in Swiss player Valentina Reiser in what shapes up to be a thrilling rubber match. Eala took their first meeting in the W25 Eala finals back in June 2023, where she captured her first pro title. Reiser struck back this March in Slovakia, coming from behind to defeat Eala in 3 sets at the W75 Trnava. The stage is set, the grass is green, and the fire is real. Can Eala keep her momentum and make a deep run in Ilkley? Stay locked in. Eala is just getting started. Alas Pilipinas just brought the heat in Hanoi and came back with a vengeance, crushing New Zealand in straight sets, 25-17, 25-21, 25-18 to keep their semifinal hopes alive in the AVC Women's Volleyball Nations Cup in Vietnam. Eala led the charge, sealing the win with a monster block and finishing with 12 points, 8 kills, 3 aces, and a block. Vanny Gandler matched her with 12 points of her own, including 9 spikes. Alyssa Solomon returned from an ankle injury and added 11 points, rejoining captain Gia de Guzman in running the team's offense. Cla Loresco made her first start, scoring 5, while Del Palomata and Fifi Sharma combined for 11 more. After a 20-all deadlock in set 2, Laure and Palomata took control. Then down 11-13 in the third, Alas blitzed to a 17-13 lead and never looked back. Angel Canino and Shaina Nitura rested. Bella Belen saw limited minutes, but the team depth showed up big time. Next up, it's a do-or-die showdown against undefeated Kazakhstan. Bjorn Kristensen rose to the occasion with 2 crucial goals as the Philippine national football team salvaged a hard-earned draw in front of 10,854 electric fans at the new Clark City Athletic Stadium, Capas, Tarlac. Kristensen ignited the scoreboard with a powerful header in the 28th minute, but Tajikistan's Mabakchoev Shervoni immediately fired back just 2 minutes later, leveling the match at 1-1. His action only escalated from there, with Umarbaev Parvizjon converting a penalty just before halftime to put Tajikistan ahead 2-1. But the Philippines refused to fold. In the 79th minute, Kristensen leapt to meet a perfect cross. His second header smashed into the net, and he immediately clutched his chest, pumped his fist, and sprinted towards ecstatic fans. A raw moment of Philippine pride captured wildly on the cameras. The result keeps the Philippine national football team top of Group A on goal difference as they school the leaderboard. Up next, Timor-Leste in October faces 2 matches, and the road to the 2027 AFC Asian Cup in Saudi Arabia runs through the top spot in this group. And just like that, Legarda is the new capital of NCAA men's volleyball. After years of heartbreak, the Arellano Chiefs have finally broken through, and they did it in style. For the first time ever, the men's volleyball title is headed to Legarda, and it took a heroic performance to make it happen. Arellano University turned the page on years of Final Four frustration, completing a stunning final sweep over Colegio de San Juan de Letran 24-26, 25-21, 25-15, 25-17 in Game 2 of the NCAA Season 100 Finals on Wednesday, earlier at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. The Chiefs fought through a gritty first set loss, then shifted gears, unleashing a relentless attack that lifted them to their first ever NCAA Men's Volleyball Championship. The wait is over, the drought is done, and the Arellano Chiefs have finally arrived as champions of the NCAA. Congratulations and hail to the Chiefs. Meanwhile, the dynasty continues for the Benilde Lady Blazers. And they're crushing the competition, continuing to make volleyball history with every swing. For the 4th straight year, NCAA women's volleyball belongs to Benilde. The De La Salle College of St. Benilde Lady Blazers swept Colegio de San Juan de Letran 25-19, 25-22, 25-19 in Game 2 of the NCAA Season 100 Women's Volleyball Finals at the Phil Oil Center, locking in their four-peat and extending their rule over the league. From the opening whistle to the final point, Benilde never let go of control, proving once again why they are the queens, the undisputed queens of the court. With every powerful attack, unyielding defense, and laser-focused execution, the Lady Blazers made sure there was no doubt this title was theirs for the taking. 4 straight championships, a legacy carved in green and white. This is the era of Benilde Lady Blazers volleyball. Moving on to Major League Baseball with a game on the line, Mike Yastrzemski delivered ice-cold magic in the 9th, and the Giants just kept finding ways to win. Mike Yastrzemski capped a 4-run 9th inning with a go-ahead RBI single as the San Francisco Giants stunned the Colorado Rockies 6-5 for their 6th straight victory, all decided by just 1 run. Down 5-2 and facing their final 3 outs, the Giants came alive. Casey Schmidt launched a solo shot to open the 9th. Heliot Ramos followed with a sacrifice fly, and Wilmer Flores tied it up. Then Yastrzemski sealed the comeback. Eric Miller got the win after shutting down a Rockies threat in the 8th. Camilo Doval danced out of a bases-loaded jam to lock down his 10th save. Willie Adames also homered for San Francisco, while Colorado got long balls from Ryan McMahon and Kyle Farmer. But their late lead vanished in dramatic fashion. 6 straight, 6 heart stoppers. The Giants are riding on a wild wave, and they're showing that they're built for the big moments. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. In the adrenaline-charged sport of polo, what exactly is a bang-bang play? And why does it keep fans on the edge of their seats? A bang-bang play in polo describes a rapid and intense sequence of hits, passes, and swift changes in ball possession, often happening so fast that it's hard to tell who had the advantage. It's chaotic, it's high speed, where both teams fight for control and referees must make razor-sharp calls under pressure. Precision, timing, and courage are everything when the game moves at breakneck speed. When you witness a bang-bang play in polo, you're not just watching a game, you're watching pure, unfiltered action where the brave shine brightest in the blur. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. Boom! Just when you thought the debate was just boiling over, Simone Biles hits us with a surprising apology to Riley Gaines, and sports fans are stunned. Simone Biles, the most decorated gymnast in history, just did what few athletes do. She owned up and apologized. In a post on X, Biles addressed her clash with champion swimmer Riley Gaines over the issue of transgender athletes, saying she went too far and got personal. "I got personal and I shouldn't have," she wrote, while standing by her belief that competitive equity and inclusivity are both essential. The feud started when Gaines criticized a trans athlete on a high school softball team, calling the player a boy. Biles fired back, accusing Gaines of targeting kids and body-shamed her in the process. But now, Biles is walking it back. "These are sensitive, complicated issues," she said, "and it starts with empathy and respect." She clarified she's not against fairness in women's sports, but against making children the targets of a broken system. Gaines accepted the apology, saying she's still the greatest female gymnast of all time, and welcomed Biles to the fight for fair sports. In a world divided, this moment showed that even in disagreement, respect still has a place in sports. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 11th of June. Up next, live here in the BNC studio, is Team ONIC Philippines to talk about how they are preparing for the upcoming Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia. When we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. They are simply in it to win it, and preparations are underway, and this team is all fired up for Esports War, one of the country's most formidable MPL teams. Please welcome live here inside the BNC studio, Team ONIC Philippines! Palakpakan, guys! But of course, they are not alone. They have the beautiful Head of Business Development and Partnerships for PH Esports and Munton Philippines, Lee Viloria. At syempre, eto na, ang Team ONIC Philippines. Simulan natin dito. Ang magaling daw kumanta, may secret talent, Brusco!
Hi, ako nga pala si Boris James A. Paro, a.k.a. Brusco ng ONIC Philippines.
Aba, ready? Pinaghandaan ni Brusco, katabi ni Brusco, Super Prince!
Super Prince. Trainer ng ONIC Philippines.
Ang dating naka-red hair, pero ngayon, back in black, King Kong!
Hi guys, ako nga pala si King Kong, ang jungler ng ONIC Philippines.
Yun. Dito naman tayo sa likod. 2 beses nag-MVP sa MPL Season 15 Grand Finals. We got Kelra.
Grand Dwayne Kelra Pillas, gold laner ng ONIC Philippines.
The guy who, para sa akin, needs to get with the program and grow a mullet. I don't know kung kaya pa. But why not? Coach, why not?
Why not?
Tony Sinedrin, Coach, why not? Sa ONIC Philippines.
At syempre, ang rest back ng starting 5, the 6th man, Hate.
I'm Gaylord Gonzalez.
At ang miyembro na may pinakasimpleng pangalan, Just Kirk.
Oo naman. Kirk Gutierrez, explain ng ONIC Philippines.
Ayan, palakpakan natin. Team ONIC Philippines, everybody! Guys, maraming salamat sa oras. Alam kong busy kayo. Baka yung iba dito nag-overcome pa sa heartbreak. Tignan natin, pag-usapan natin yan. But I will start with you. Miss Lee, how are things? You've been very busy and I would like to congratulate you for mounting such another historic season of MPL here in the Philippines, season 15.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being there to cover the actual event when all of these actions are actually happening like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Miss Lee, what is next? And what's your biggest takeaway sa season 15 ng MPL?
Okay, of course, one thing that we are proud to share to our viewers is that the previous season of MPL, technically S15 of MPL, has been a record-breaking season. So we've actually hit like a record-breaking viewership of like 1.8 million in peak viewerships. But of course, what we are very excited about, alongside of course me, are actually one of the teams that will be representing the Philippines to the upcoming MSC or Mid-Season Cup within the Esports World Cup, along with TLPH, who was your guest in the previous episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, Esports World Cup actually is a huge esports event, and then in that event, we are going to be having 2 tournaments for MLBB. So we have MSC, the Mid-Season Cup, wherein we will be bringing 2 teams to represent the Philippines. So that's CLPH and ONIC. And then we also have a tournament that's dedicated for the females, which is the MLBB Women's Invitational. We will also be bringing in 2 teams to represent the Philippines in that said competition.
Wow.
Yep.
Talagang maraming opportunities para sa mga mahilig ngayon sa esports. Talagang esports athlete is now a career. And I'm so proud of these young men. Grabe yung pinakita nyo sa MPL Finals. Before we talk a little bit about what's to come for these young men, mag-recap lang tayo ng konti. Siguro magsimula ako sa'yo, Coach Why Not. Did you expect na alam mo yun, maglalaban kayo ng Team Liquid Philippines in the finals? Kasi parang, anong sinasabi nila, golden rematch. In-expect mo ba na collision course kayong dalawa sa finals?
Actually, bago pala mag-start yung season, in-anticipate ko na magiging strong contender talaga yung TLPH eh. I think nabanggit ko with the addition of OHEB sa team nila, I think OHEB is a very great fit kasi nga isa siya sa mga aggressive na gold laner dito sa Philippines. May history na rin na he goes toe-to-toe with Kelra. So, since nanagdag din si Coach RC sa team nila, I think, medyo in-expect ko din naman talaga.
Okay. Puntahan ko itong si Kelra kasi nagdalawang MVP itong si Kelra. Team Liquid Philippines got game number 1. Team ONIC nakabawi sa game 2 and game number 3. Both times, Kelra was the MVP. Kamusta naman yung feeling na, during that situation, naka-back-to-back kayo, nakauna kayo sa serye na best of 7?
Pakiramdam na nakauna, yung 2-3.
Nung nakauna, hindi ko inisip na parang, di pa rin ako naging masaya kasi alam kong yung TLPH is babawi. Kumbaga parang di kami naging kampante na parang, basta hindi kami naging kampante nung nakadalawa na kami. Kasi alam namin yung TLPH talaga, susuntok at susuntok, lalaban at lalaban.
Guys, agree ba kayo sa sinabi ni Kelra? Kasi ang napansin ko, game 1, game 2, game 3, more than 20 minutes yung laro. Pero nung game 4, 14 minutes lang, tinapos ng Team Liquid. Nagkumpiyansa ba kayo? Does that happen in esports na minsan nagkukumpiyansa kasi meron kayong lead? Anybody can answer. O King Kong daw, sagutin mo. Nagkumpiyansa ba kayo?
Para sa akin po, hindi po nangyari yung moment na nakaramdam ko ng pagka-kampante ganun.
Okay.
Tapos yung ganong pangyayari po siguro, it depends po kasi sa team eh. Kung paano po sila, kung paano po nila i-discuss yung mga pagdating sa mental health ganun. Kasi doon po manggagaling yun sa kung paano mag-isip ang isang team.
Okay.
Kaya pinapractice din po talaga yung mga ganong bagay.
Okay. Si Kirk, gusto ko tanungin about game number 5 kasi yun yung isa sa mga games na pinag-usapan. Yun yung nagkaroon ng backdoor, nag-diversion. Nagulat ba kayo doon sa naging atake ng Team Liquid Philippines? What was happening nung, dinadaga na pala tayo?
Yung napilang po namin is wala, ayun na po, na backdooran nila kami. Tapos, tumatawa lang po kami. Kasi ang ganda ng play na ginawa nila.
Okay, so parang in a way, like respect na rin kasi nagawa nila yon. Okay, Brusco, ikaw yung nag-MVP. Game 6 to force game number 7. Ano naman yung naaalala mo during that game to force, the 2 best words in sports, game 7?
Two.
Alam po, parang tingin ko parang kalmado pa rin kami kasi may ano pa may isa pang game eh. Kaya bawal makampante, dapat balance lang sabi ni Coach Tony. Ayun.
Okay. Now, bago nag-start yung Game 7, napansin ko talagang mainit yung usapan nyo in yung room na may glass. Super friends, kinakabahan ka ba nung time na yon na bago kayo bumalik sa inyong mga upuan para maglaro?
Hindi po kasi parang na-excite po kami as a team kasi umabot ng Game 7 tapos di po namin expect na aabot dun yung run namin.
Okay. Lastly, ito, hindi ko pa naririnig magsalita. Si Mr. Hate. Okay, sino ba ang tunay na 6-man? Si Perk Ziba o ikaw?
Parehas lang po.
Respect. Okay. Bakit para sa'yo, masarap maging part nitong Team ONIC na alam mong ikaw yung re-rest back sa kanila?
Ano lang po, pag nanonood po ako ng laro nila, nag-enjoy po ako sa mga game nila, lalo na sa pag pinag-uusapan nila. Parang ang sarap lang po sa feeling na ganun laro yung pinapanood mo. Kasi bihira po yung esports team na nag-enjoy talaga sa game. Parang all about serious lang.
Oh.
Parang sa laro po na to, kailangan mag-enjoy.
Oh, sabi nga ni King Kong tsaka ni Kirk, nagtatawanan lang kayo kahit naiisahan kayo ng kalaban. I'll go back to Miss Lee. Miss Lee, how long have you been doing this, like working in esports?
My first job actually was with a game publishing company, but that was a long time ago. And then I went full circle kasi I went to like another industry. So now with Muton Games, I'm actually on my 4th year.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, working for esports here in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yes.
How is it working with so many different young characters and promising personalities? Minsan ba nasa-stress ka na rin kasi ang kukulit masyado ng mga batang to?
Well, actually, nakaka-enjoy kasi na makita yung process nila on how they grew as sportsmen. Kasi of course, like, when we were starting, I think I came in like season 7.
Okay.
Season 7, like, yeah, end of season 7. So, ibang-iba yung mga players natin back then as how they are right now. So, nakita namin na before, ano lang pataasan lang ng pride na ako lang magaling, ganyan. Lagayan lang talaga ng egos and stuff. But ngayon, like, our teams and our players have had their fair shares of wins and losses, which actually, made them set their foot on the ground as well. Alam mo yun, na parang kahit alam nila na magaling sila or they can dominate like a certain season, pag meron silang nakakalaban na tingin nila na outplay sila, they do respect those opponents and they acknowledge na parang, there is something in me that I still need to improve. So, nakikita natin na mas humble na sila ngayon and mas professional talaga on a different level.
I see. So now that binanggit mo yan, Miss Lee, I want to ask the players and si Coach Wynat ang magko-confirm. Sino ba dito sa Team ONIC ang pinakamayabang? Oh, yung tipong pagpasok sa kwarto talagang alam mo yun, may swag. Sino ba?
Masarap po.
Ito po,
Si Brusco. Okay, bakit si Brusco?
sa IGN pa lang po.
Brusco na
Pangalan pa lang, ano? May dating na. Ano masasabi mo doon, Brusco?
Take this po yun Ito yung nakasabi ni
Majority
Brusco.
Coach Wynat, totoo ba? Brusco ang pinaka-maangas dito sa Team ONIC.
Nung unang pasok niya kasi sa ONIC, ito yung lagi niyang kasama.
Okay.
So masasabi ko natuto lang siya kay Kelra.
So si Kelra talagang promotor. Okay.
Mastermind.
Ito naman. Sige, babalikan kita, Kelra. Okay. Balik na rin natin yung tanong. Sino ang pinaka-humble? Kasi nga sabi ni Miss Lee, you have to learn how to be humble with all the success. Sino ang pinaka-humble sa inyo?
Uy, parang lahat.
Teka, si Kirk nagtataas ng kamay. Si Super Friends nagtataas ng kamay. Coach Wynat, sino ba ang pinaka-humble dito?
Ang hirap sagutin. Para mas madali yung kaninang tanong.
Sino ba?
Kaya I think lahat naman sila. Sa
Okay.
totoo lang, humble naman sila lahat.
Okay.
So, lahat.
Okay. Si Kelra, napansin ko, may talent, guys. May talent. Sa TikTok, nakita ko, lahat ng mga trends, lahat ng mga sayaw, pinapatulan. Baka pwede mo naman kami sampulan dito sa studio. First time ever. Wala pang gumagawa nito. Ano yan? Sabay ito naman si Kelvin. Let's go.
Pangarap niya po yan. Pangarap niya po yan.
Pangarap niya pumapagsayaw sa TV.
Basta ikaw. Kasama si Prince.
Super Prince, let's go.
Tayo.
Come on, tayo. Let's go. Yan. First time ever, first live performance dito sa The Scorecard. Nice one, King Kong. Let's go.
Ano yan?
Kakanta kami, Mike.
Okay. It's like live TikTok. Let's go.
O daling-dali mo, sayaw na gusto ko. Sige, igiling, wag hinto. Daling-dali.
Muli ko sa mali.
Isa pang stanza.
Oy, sumasayaw ka dapat.
Isang X lang yan, isang X lang. Go.
Dalawang stanza daw. Let's go.
Talagang Kelra wants to get it right.
O daling-dali mo, sayaw na gusto
Kurt,
ko.
sayaw!
Sige, igiling, wag hinto.
Dalik.
favorite mo yan.
Gusto ko. Sige, igiling, wag hinto. Daling-dali.
Isang X ka lang.
King Kong, shoutout mo lahat ng mga nanonood sa inyo ngayon. Shoutout.
Hello everyone sa lahat na nanonood. Magandang gabi. Shout sa inyong lahat. Sa lahat na nanonood dito sa Bilyonaryo News Channel. Magapunan na kayo. And thank you sa panonood dito.
Coach, why not? Final message and I'll go back to Miss Lee after you.
Una salamat sa lahat ng mga Sonics sa sumusuporta sa team, sa mga batang to. After nang nangyari ng finale ng MPL, sobrang kailangan nila yan. Sobrang kailangan namin. So sana patuloy nyo kaming suportahan sa papasok na tournament namin, which is MSC sa Riyadh, with collaboration with EWC. Sobrang excited na kami na yun nga, magkaroon ng tsansa makuha yung crown na yan.
Yan ang coach. Coach, why not? Alright, and lastly, Ma'am Lee, what is next? Your message to everybody watching right now.
Sana po supportahan nyo ang mga Philippine representatives natin to the upcoming Mid-Season Cup in Esports World Cup. That's gonna be in July. Ito pong mga players natin, ang team natin na mga to, they will be vying for a life-changing prize pool of $3 million. In that said, a competition. So, yes, taas natin ang flag ng Pilipinas. Of course, like we have two teams, ONIC Philippines and Team Liquid Philippines will be there as well. And of course, yung mga female teams also natin, Navi, PH, and our Team Liquid Philippines na female team as well for the upcoming MWI, which is also going to be in EWC in July 2025.
Nako, Miss Lee, pag nanalo sila, mukhang bibili ng kotse si Kelra, oh. Nagre-ready na.
Ano ko siya bibili mo?
Ready na.
Bugatti.
Drip.
Wala pa rin sa
Thank you guys. Ma'am Lee, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Coach, why not? Team Onyx Philippines here on the Scorecard. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much po. Thank you so much.
Thank you po.
Up next, two young guns on a mission. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander wants to bring the thunder, but Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers are out to defend their home turf. Who takes control? Who makes a statement? NBA Finals Game 3. Don't miss it and keep your eyes on the prize. Yeah. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. Woo! Thank you, Team ONIC. I have so much energy right now. Let's get back to talking about the final chapter of the NBA season. The finals, the legacy makers, the moment breakers, and a new champion will rise. This is the NBA 2025 Finals, where every possession writes history. Okay, here's the deal. Game 3 isn't just a pivot point, it's the moment. The NBA Finals are moving to Indianapolis for the first time since Bill Clinton was in office. And we've got a tied series between two of the most exciting teams we've seen in years, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. And yeah, you can throw out all the cliches here. Must win, statement game, swing game, because when the finals are tied, the winner of Game 3 goes on to take the title more than 80% of the time. So, this one, it's legacy shaping. Pero, tignan muna natin yung Game 2 numbers. It was like watching a reboot of the Thunder's entire season formula. Lose one and then completely dismember the opponent in the next game. SGA dropped 34. Alex Caruso came off the bench like a man possessed, and OKC stormed to a 123-107 win that felt like more. Sinabi ni Pascal Siakam, biggest game of the year. Every game has to be that way because no kidding. The series swings to Gainesbridge Fieldhouse, a place where Indiana is actually 7-3 in these playoffs and hasn't lost back-to-back games in 3 months. They're 9-0 after losses during that span. And if you believe in the basketball gods, this is where they light the torch and say, show us what you've got. And Halliburton, he's not 100%. Patay! We saw the limp. He admitted discomfort, but he's not sitting this one out. Nope, it's the finals. This is the stuff your grandkids ask about one day. Rick Carlisle said, nag-practice siya. And barring a leg falling off, he's in. No doubt. But the question isn't if he plays. It's how effective he can be. If he's only 80% of himself, that changes Indiana's offense dramatically. Then, there's the energy. Oklahoma City had that insane crowd in Paycom Arena. Now, it's Indy's turn. This city's been waiting a quarter of a century for this night. Miles Turner, who played 346 home games, finally gets a finals game in Indiana. Game 347 hits different. But if Indiana wants to hold serve, they must stop one thing. The first half avalanche. Grabe yung mga halftime numbers ng OKC. The Thunder have led at the half in both games by double digits, and they're nearly unbeatable when they do. 63-9. That's not a stat, that's a threat. So here we go. One team looking to break through. The other trying not to break down. Can the Thunder steal one on the road again? Or will the Pacers ride the home crowd to a defining Game 3 win? This isn't just another chapter. This might be the plot twist. So stay ahead of the game as the battle for the NBA title heats up with high-stakes games. And here is your forecast for tomorrow's game number 3. And that wraps up our look ahead to Game 3. The finals are just getting started, but for one team, the clock is already ticking. Tune in and lock in so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. May humirit, 2024 NBA All-Star and Clutch Player of the Year finalist, Tyrese Halliburton. Sinabi niya, we weren't supposed to be here, but we believed, and that belief, day in, day out, that's what got us to the finals. And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow on the Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.